It's your video, I ain't greeting.
I was just about to do it,
Okay.
goodness sake. Okay, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I've been gone for a while, for like a few months, maybe 2 months, and guess who's here with me? Josh.
I'm back. Was I on your last video as well?
Yeah, you were in my vlog.
We need to change this into like a Zina and Josh channel. I'm pretty much in all your videos. No,
Yeah,
your subscribers are going up.
Anyway, it's okay because I know they love you. But anyway, so a lot has been going on, but I thought I'd come back with the frequently asked questions because I did get a lot of emails and a lot of Instagram DMs. So we're going to answer those questions for you. I've got them down here, and then kind of tell you just like what's going to be coming up next for the new year, and yeah. So I think we should just get straight into the video. The first question that we have here is, why did you move to Vietnam? So I'm gonna go first and then you can like answer as well. So the reason why I moved to Vietnam was because of the low cost of living. This was just an easy thing for me. Low cost of living, I didn't have a degree, so I knew I'd find a job teaching, and I came across, I said this before, I came across a guy called Alex Stevenson's videos and he was promoting something, so I thought it would just make sense.
Why did I move to Vietnam? It's really quite an interesting question actually, because I've actually just recently wrote a blog on why am I living in Vietnam, and there's no really straight answer because I never planned on living here, but I'm here, and yeah, but I didn't know how much salary was. I didn't know how much like to live here was,
which we'll get into.
Which we'll get into. So yeah, the reason why I'm living here is just a spontaneous idea.
We're both very spontaneous, but he's actually more spontaneous than I am. So for anyone that knows me, like really knows me, he's less than me. 2, how do I convince family, friends into supporting my move? I'll just speak from my experience. Basically, I didn't ask for anyone's advice. I didn't ask for anyone's opinion. I literally planned it in a few months by watching videos and doing my research, and literally booked my ticket and said I'm going. And if your family aren't supportive, maybe just like talk to them about it, tell them to watch some videos, do some research as well, and then yeah, just convince them and say like, let them know why you're going, like what's the reason for you going.
Yeah, I really didn't need to convince my family because my family is just completely open and they may as well have just pushed me out of the door. But so yeah, it was just so open. I made the decision to go travelling, and I can't understand why some families don't support you straight away because it's such a big change and it's such a different lifestyle.
Definitely.
So a lot of I think a lot of people's families just worry and like, you're going to Vietnam. Like,
it makes sense as well.
Yeah, it does make sense.
Vietnam's one of those places where you actually do have to set up a life for yourself. It's not somewhere where you could just come and be like, okay, everything's just like given to me. Like, like we're both from Europe, so like I guess it's a bit easier. Like we didn't know the language. We still have like daily struggles with the language, and you do have to work. It's not just like easy sailing.
When you come into Vietnam from a Western culture, you are putting yourself in the deep end.
There is going to be a culture shock.
Yeah,
there is going to be a culture shock, but you can't. And every single day,
you adapt.
Exactly. You adapt and take it as it comes, and now this is our normal kind of thing. So yeah, you get used to it. Question 3, how much money should I bring to set up? I want you to answer first and then I will answer.
I would say $2,000 to $2,500.
I was gonna say that
is a good amount to come to Vietnam with, and you can live off it and you can survive off it for a good couple of months. So
I've been telling people that have emailed me asking me the same question, $2,000. I mean, at least $2,000, just because if you do find a job straight away, you won't get paid until the first month, as just like any other country, or most countries anyway. So you have to wait for the first salary. So you have to think about things like food, transportation, because not everyone starts driving a bike straight away. So you have to think about things like that. And when you do find an apartment, you have to put either a month, or some places do actually require 2 months deposit in advance. So you have to think about these things. So,
and also like if you're traveling or you move into a country to live there, whenever you first enter that country, you're always going to spend a little bit more money to set yourself up. And because things, especially in Asia, are so cheap, and you think, oh my god, this is so cheap, buy it. You don't realise that you're spending so much money, but you end up when you're like a month down the road and you're like, how have I spent that much?
You kind of do, in the beginning, you will get ripped off if you don't know the prices or the currency.
And because you completely look so new to the country, and they can tell like you've lived here or you've just got here. So,
yeah, I agree. So we'd say between two to 3.
Okay, yeah.
To be realistic.
But 2 minimum.
2 minimum, yeah. To be realistic.
You can still survive on that for a good couple
And
of
that's
months.
if you're really proactive with your job hunt. So number 4, how can I teach with no degree? So we are both non-degree holders, and our experiences with job hunting are really different. We've said this in a previous video. Yeah, I came over, I did my TEFL here straight away, and you...
I came here not having a clue, didn't have a degree, didn't have a TEFL, didn't planning on getting a TEFL, and so it's kind of risky for me, but at the same time it wasn't difficult. Like as soon as I got here I was so active, like applying for jobs every single day, going to job interviews, like I was so busy. And I probably in the first 2 weeks I think I had 6 interviews, maybe 7 interviews, and then I got a job in a kindergarten. Didn't need a TEFL, didn't need a degree. The pay was that little bit lower, but I was just like, I'm just going to take for whatever I can get until I find something more permanent. If
you don't have a degree, I would say sometimes, I mean, it's not compulsory, but I would recommend getting a TEFL just to have that little bit of, I don't know,
like a safety net.
Yeah, exactly, security behind you.
Unless you're good with Photoshop.
Don't do that. Public schools versus language centres.
This is such a good question.
This is really number 5. Like, this really is a good question because you work in a public school.
I work in a public school.
And I work in a language centre, and I worked in a public school for 2 days. 2 days. Can you? All right, you tell us about language centre. I mean, public schools, and then I'll tell them about
public schools are like your typical public school. So in England, a primary school that is a public school, maybe more kids in public school, but more kids here in public school. So my typical class, I've got around 30-35 students in every class. It's so fun, and the kids are beautiful, and it's such a great experience, but at the same time it is exhausting where there's hundreds, even sometimes thousands of kids, and you're the foreign teacher.
It's like all eyes on you.
They do not leave you alone. It's like you're an alien, come out of space, and you've landed in their school. They're, hello, how are you? What's your name? Teacher. And it's just crazy, and as cute as it is, every day, every minute of the day, on your breaks, everywhere you go, it can become exhausting, but at the same time, it's beautifully rewarding. But yeah, it's interesting. But
I've been working at language centres since I first got here. So my biggest class will usually have, so I've just got a new job. Why are you laughing? So in my last language centre, the most students I'd ever have was probably 12 students, and now in my new job I'd say my biggest class is 6 students. So there's a big difference between language centres and public schools.
Definitely.
So I'd say 6 versus, alright, let me say 12 versus 40.
Yeah.
Okay, because when I worked in 40 students, I was working in a high school, and they just, oh my goodness, it was difficult, obviously. And I was working, high school, so which is like secondary school for anyone that's from England. They were 16, 17 and 18 years old, didn't care. Obviously at that age, like they weren't really focusing, but it was difficult trying to get everyone's attention and trying to play games with that many students, and it was hot. There was just so many things going on, and I was just like, this isn't for me. Like, it really isn't for me. And obviously I was like used to doing what I was doing with in my language center, so I'm used to like being able to talk to every student, having like seeing the progress, and just being able to deal with every student in there more. I guess they're a bit more willing to learn. Whereas in a public school, it's kind of just like, oh, this is just an extra subject. Like, when we don't really need to take it as seriously as. I mean, I'm not speaking for all of them, obviously. But yeah, there are a lot of differences between, and I'm not saying that public schools are bad, I just prefer teaching in language centres. It's because that's what I know.
And I think it's important to, if you get the opportunity to do both, then, you know,
definitely should try
experience both, and you know, you'll be able to decide for yourself which one you prefer. I like working in a public school, but I'd be happy working in that environment as well.
Yeah.
Next question.
Public school, never again. Anyway, number 6, can I teach English as a non-native English speaker? So, this question I get a lot as well, and I'm just going to say a few of the countries that are classified as native English speaking countries. So the UK, US, South Africa, New Zealand, Australia and Canada. So obviously we aren't the only expats here. There aren't only native speakers. There are people that come from various different countries, and I'd say if you wanted to teach English in Vietnam as a non-native, you should give it a go. It might be a little bit more difficult, but I'm not saying it's impossible. And also the pay might be lower, but obviously that, again, you could go somewhere and you could be getting paid more than I do. So
100%.
Literally just go for it. Nothing is impossible here, to be honest. Like Vietnam is really, it's up and coming and it's developing. So right now you should just give it a shot if you want to.
Yeah. So I reckon, like, if you are non-native, to give you that more of a chance, definitely do a TEFL certificate, and if you have a degree, then perfect.
Number 7, how much money can I earn? How much money can I earn? I get this question every single day. Instagram, email, that's, and sometimes
people want to know.
People want to know. Alright, you tell me.
How much can you earn?
How much can you earn teaching English? We can't really speak for any other profession, by
so we can only talk, let's talk about our experience. So
I just say up to.
So yeah, you can earn up to $25 US.
Which is £18 an hour.
Which me and Zina earn quite close to that. And so probably from like $13 US, like really low. If
really
low.
Just, I wouldn't even say 13 because I don't know anyone that gets paid 13.
I do.
Really?
I do. Rare. So let's say 15 to $25 US.
Yeah, so basically average you'd probably be making like from 1,800 to 2,000 plus a month. Yeah, and that's pretty much normal for an English teacher here in Vietnam. Yeah,
and I think when you first get here you want to be aiming for around the 17, 18, $20 mark.
I agree.
And the longer, and you know, just accept, even if it doesn't match what you kind of want, just accept it to get some experience.
But I remember, like, in my previous video I told you guys that it was a struggle for me to actually find a job here. So one job actually offered me 13. I was like, no, sorry, like I might as well have stayed home. So don't let people take the mick. But
so aim for $16 to $18 for your first job.
For your first job, I guess, like just to get you set up and get some, especially if you don't have any experience.
But then if you do have a TEFL and a degree, $18 to $20.
Yeah. Number 8, can you please compare living in London or England to living in Ho Chi Minh City? Because if we haven't mentioned before, we live in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, not Hanoi, not Da Nang. I've never been to Da Nang. I plan on going, but I haven't been there yet. Hanoi, I've been there, and I prefer Ho Chi Minh City for anyone that's asking.
Me too. I didn't for a while.
Yeah.
But now I've lived here, I like Ho Chi Minh.
I like it. Anyway, so yeah, can you compare? You can answer this one.
Life, I just didn't enjoy. Like, I had a good job when I was in England, but everything was boring. Everybody did the same. It was just, I thought it was dull, and there was just not as much to do, and you were just kind of not working to survive, but at the same time you was.
Yeah, you were
working for rent, for bills.
Paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, it just there's nothing to really compare. For me, I know some people in England have beautiful lives and that's great, but for me, obviously you got your family there and you got your friends there, which I miss, but overall everything else, I get so much more by living in Vietnam.
Yeah, so, family and friends, but apart from that, I don't miss anything else. Like working from paycheck to paycheck was just annoying.
You can just live here, live very comfortably, and still have so much more money to spare, and just really enjoy your life here while working not as many hours and having more time for yourself.
I agree, because in like back home, full-time would be considered 40 hours plus a week. Here, working full-time is 25 hours plus, so you have all that spare time. If you work in a public school, I guess you work on the weekdays, in the mornings to afternoons. If you work in a language centre, you basically work evenings and weekends. Obviously you have your days off and stuff, but you have so much free time. So my camera stopped. We were on number 9, what district should I live in? I get this question a lot as well. I personally feel like you should definitely find a secure job before you start apartment hunting. If you need somewhere to stay, obviously there are Airbnbs, homestays, hostels, and short stay apartments, which I think a short stay apartment is probably the safest, to be honest. That I moved into a new apartment. I forgot to mention, we actually now live like
unfortunately, I'm joking. Well, I did beg her to
You're
come
sitting in my apartment. How dare you?
No, I begged her for a while to
move. Whatever. We now like live 5 minutes.
We're neighbours. We're literally neighbours.
It's actually crazy.
It's so
amazing. Yeah. Whenever like he just comes over.
Like last night, it was like 10:30, and I was like, "What are you doing?" She was like, "Nothing." I was like, "I'm coming round." 10 seconds later,
he was here.
Wine on the balcony, just cracking up.
Yeah, no, it's actually really nice.
It's really nice.
So yeah, I finally moved to District 2 after a year,
which is such a nice district.
Down below. The next question is, do you need a license to drive a motorbike?
So it depends. If you're driving...
It doesn't depend. You need a license, but do we have licenses?
Okay, no, we don't have licenses,
No.
Which I'm sure
It's
the majority
not even funny,
of people
to be
in
honest.
Ho Chi Minh City do not have licenses.
Yeah. Number 11, have you learned the language?
I know a few words, because when I first met Zina, she was like saying a few words and I was like, oh, you know, but I always forget that she's lived here for like a year.
Yeah, I've been here for a year.
Like, you know, like a few numbers and things like that.
I know the numbers. I know all of the numbers, okay?
Okay.
I know the numbers. I know the basics, super duper basics, but Vietnamese is one of the most difficult languages to learn in the world. Like, usually when we speak Vietnamese, we'll say the word thinking we know it, and then the local will be just like, huh? Right. It'll be like, huh? And then
we're saying this the same word that you're saying.
Exactly, they'll repeat it back to you, and you're just like, I just said that. The communication will just be off, but Google Translate is your best friend.
It is your best friend. Okay, say at least 3 Vietnamese words that you know.
Off the top of my head.
What's the meaning?
Xin chào, hello, I don't know. Oh, when you first get here and you're on Ubers and Grabs, you will definitely learn how to say go straight, turn left and turn right, because they don't know how to use their maps. So, Đi Tang, go straight, Way Your Chai, go left, Way Your Phai, go right. I know that's so random, but they don't know how to use their maps, so that's one thing you need to learn.
Xin chào for hello, come on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you finally learned it.
I know how to say how much, but I
Bao nhiêu.
Bao nhiêu. Yeah, bao nhiêu.
Yeah,
that's
so our accents are, for a Vietnamese person watching this, just you can see how bad our accents are. But we're trying. Anyway, okay, so the next question, what should I bring with me? So people have asked, people that are planning on moving over here have asked me what should they bring with them, and I honestly wish this was a question that I asked. Well, there was no one really that I could ask that, I mean, that was like me in a sense, because you need all of your hair products. You need, if you're a bigger or plus size person, you're going to need to bring as many things that you will need as possible. Like, for example, work clothes, shoes. If you have bigger feet than a size 5, like UK size, a size 5, you will need to bring shoes, because it will be kind of almost impossible to find your size, to be honest. For females, males, maybe they have bigger sizes.
Yeah.
Definitely clothes. Vietnamese women are very very tiny, so it's almost impossible. I've now started getting stuff made by a tailor, because it's really difficult to find clothes my size. Anything that I need right now, I usually just ask like people that are coming to visit, like family and friends, to bring over for me. Yeah. Or like when I travel, I will buy it. Yeah. So when is the best time to move to Vietnam? For me, because I work in a language center, this will definitely be different for you. I work in a language center, so the only time of year I would say not to come is around Tet holiday, which is Vietnamese like New Year, I guess. So next year is going to be towards the end of February. So they usually have from a week or 2 weeks after where everything is closed. Usually like locals travel back to their hometowns, or they have like celebrations going on, so everything will be closed. Schools, schools, banks, just everything will be closed. And also just after that, because they'll be getting set up again, so if you want to find a job quickly, that's not really the best time to come over. So yeah, Tet holiday for me. For you, it's different.
In regards to public schools, the best time to come over is 100% August, September, because that's when all the public schools go back to school. So there is 110 jobs, more than 110 jobs available. So that is the best time to come, because job opportunities are just kind of flowing. The worst time to come in regards to public schools is May, July, August.
Summer holidays, basically.
Summer holidays, because public schools go on summer holidays for 3 months until end of August, start of September. So there is a few jobs, but not
like steady work.
Yeah, not steady work.
But for language centres, they're pretty much open all year. Okay, the next question is Vietnam dangerous? Why did you laugh? Is Vietnam dangerous?
This is a really good question, because it depends what you are saying when you're saying, is it dangerous? I feel safe in regards to, but then again, this is completely because you told me about your friend yesterday. I feel safe walking down the street. I feel safe that the fact that I'm not going to get robbed. Anything like in regards to like violence. But is it dangerous in regards to the bikes, the driving and stuff like that? Yes, it can be dangerous.
Is it dangerous? Every country, I guess. If you think Vietnam is dangerous, then every country is dangerous. Like if you have your phone out, like if you're just like walking down the street, like hey, I have a phone here, someone's gonna take it. I mean, not everyone and not everywhere you go, but do you know what I mean? You need to just like look after your valuables. So there are a lot of bikes. So driving here is dangerous, but I personally don't feel like, and that's only because nothing's happened to me since I've been here. Someone else could say, yes, it is dangerous.
I feel 100% safe.
I think this is it, to be honest. So my next question actually was, what's next for 2018? And I will be doing a separate video for that. So we are going to wrap up. I want you guys to leave comments down below on what you guys want to see. So I did that poll and you guys said you wanted to see vlogs, but tell me a bit more, like what would you like to know exactly? And yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe. Josh is going to be debuting his blog and he's going to start making YouTube videos.
Yes, I do have a YouTube channel which I made like 3 videos and paused. But yeah, I'm definitely getting back into YouTube and I will be hopefully posting a video next week. So if you guys want to check it out, my YouTube name is Curious Josh, and
link it down
below. I also have a blog going live next week as well, so check it out.
Yes, so thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next vlog.
Bye.